Okay, very warm welcome. We'll start the Bhagavad-Gita session today. That's chapter 12, text 16 to 20. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Let's sing the Charadhamada. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai
Jai
Radha
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dhari.
Jaya
Gopijana
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Sudaranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodananda
Sudanandana
Brajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna
Yamunatira
Tira
Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya
Radha
Radha
Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopijana
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna
Tira
Tira
Varnachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna
Tira
Tira
Varnachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
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 Rama, Hare
Rama Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Sri Radhe
Jaya Radha Govind, Radha Govind, Radha Govind Shri Radhe.
Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari
Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada.
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari
Hari
Bol Hari Bol Hari
Hari
Om.
Om
Nitai Gaura Hari Om. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत्र क्षत्र श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai
नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय।
Jai
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
Jai
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
Jai
जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय।
Jai
मथुरा धाम की जय।
Jai
गंगा माई की जय।
Jai
यमुना माई की जय।
Jai
तुलसी देवी की जय।
Jai
भक्ति देवी की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna
All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatharine Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Krishne Matirastu Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
So we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 12, text 16 to 20. But before that, again, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
So we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 12, text 16 to 20. Text 16, Anapeksha Shuchir Daksha.
Anapekshah
Anapeksha
Daksha
Udasino Gatavyatha.
Udasino Gatavyatah
Sarvarambha Parityagi.
Sarvarambha Parityagi
Yo Madbhaktaha Same Priyaha.
Yo Madbhaktah Same Priyah
So word by word, Anapeksha,
Anapekshah
neutral.
Neutral
Shuchihi,
Suchihi
pure.
Pure
Dakshaha,
Dakshah
expert.
Expert
Udasinaha,
Udasinah
free from care.
Free from care
Gatavyathaha,
Gatavyatah
freed from all distress.
Freed from all distress
Sarva Arambha,
Sarva Arambha
of all endeavors.
of all endeavors
Parityagi,
Parityagi
renouncer.
Renouncer
Yaha,
Yaha
anyone who.
Anyone who
Mat Bhaktaha,
Mat Bhaktah
my devotee.
My devotee
Saha,
Saha
he,
He
may,
May
to me.
To me
Priyaha,
Priyah
very dear.
Very dear
Translation, my devotee
My devotee
who is not dependent
who is not dependent
on the ordinary
on the ordinary
course of activities,
course of activities,
who is pure,
who is pure,
expert,
expert,
without cares,
without cares,
free from all pains,
free from all pains,
and not striving
and not striving
for some result,
for some result,
is very dear
is very dear
to me.
to me.
So, Krishna is continuing to talk about the qualities that he likes in his devotees. And when he likes those, so he's samad yomad bhakta same priya. I think that is the important point here. That kind of devotee is very dear to me. So who is that kind of devotee? Anapeksha. Apeksha means some kind of apeksha. You know, it's also used in Hindi as well. That word. It's a Sanskrit word. So apeksha is that uh, I'm expecting something out of whatever I do. That is apeksha. So whatever we do, we have some kind of expectation that we want to get in return. That is the nature of this human condition. Like the reason why I have this particular type of body is because I had I have lots of material desires. Because I have material desires, the only way to satisfy those material desires is through the material body. And until the time I'll have material desires, until that time I'll need to keep taking birth and birth in the material body. But when I reach a stage where I am fixed in remembering Krishna, this is what is Madchitta Madgat Prana, as Krishna says in the 10th chapter. He says that the topmost devotees, their mind is totally absorbed in Krishna. So they would be doing all kinds of activities. It's not that they don't do any activities; they do everything. So if you look at such a person, you might actually just think that this is a normal person. There is no difference between this person and someone who is totally into material activities. Yeah. But actually, the difference is internal. Externally, we won't see any difference. Externally, a person who is attached to material activities, they will be doing all those activities, and the person who is totally detached, that person will also be doing all the activities. The difference is what is the state of mind. So a person who is materially attached, their state of mind is totally attached to the activity and attached to the results of the activity. That means I'm doing all this because I want to get so much things in return to me. And if I don't get that much things in return, I will feel dejected. So actually this attachment to the activities, when it is done with attachment, is causing the bondage in this material world. That's why Krishna says Anyatra Lokoyam Karma Bandhana. Karma Bandhana means that is Mukta Sangha Samachara. Tadartham Karma Kaunteya Mukta Sangha Samachara. Krishna says to Arjuna that Niyatam Kuru Karmatvam Karma Jyayo hi Akarmana. Sarvarambha hi Doshena Dhumen Agni Rivavrata. What Krishna says is that doing activity is always better than just renouncing for the sake of renouncement. So there might be some people who are just renouncing, and maybe some people have actually reached that stage of maturity, and that's why they're renouncing. While some people might not be on that stage, and they're renouncing. So you got two categories of people: one who is really mature in their spiritual journey, and naturally they're renouncing because they get so much bliss. Atma, there is Atma Ramascha Muneya. Atma Rama means someone who gets the bliss within. They're not dependent on anything external to get their happiness. Their happiness comes from just being within. That means knowing that I am an eternal part and parcel of Krishna and remembering Krishna. That does not require anything external, right? If I want to remember Krishna, do I need anything external? I don't even need an external picture of Krishna if I want to remember Krishna. I can just in the mind I can remember Krishna, and if I just get absorbed in his remembrance, then I'll get so much bliss out of it that I'm not inclined towards anything else. So this is natural advancement in spiritual journey, Krishna consciousness. The natural advancement is where automatically Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chaya Dahetukam. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam that when one has got Vasudeva Bhakti, that love for the son of Vasudeva, Shri Krishna, Janayati Ashu Vairagyam. So this renouncement naturally comes out of it. That's why that beautiful verse that Srila Rupa Goswami mentions. We have discussed this before as well. He says that Ma Prekshish, that don't look at this person. Who is this person? Who is situated in the Keshi Ghat, who is standing in the threefold bending form with a flute in his hand on a full moon lit night. So Smeram Bhangi Traya Parichitam, one who is smiling in the threefold bending form, Shachi Vishti, with a sidelong glance. He's looking at the sidelong glance. Vamshi Nyasta adhara kishalayam ujwalam chandrakena, in a full moonlit night, ma prekshishta. So Rupa Goswami says that don't look at this person. Why you don't look at this person? Because yadi sakhe bandhu sangesti ranga. Sri Rupa Goswami says that if you have attachment to your sakha, your friend, bandhu, your relations, and everyone else, then don't look at this person. Because if you look at this person, your attachment to everyone will go away. But the challenge in our life is that we think that these attachments is the reason why I am alive. If I don't have these attachments, I will die. Uh, this is a reality because I think that I'm this body. When I think that I'm this body, that means whoever is related to my body is very dear to me, and there is nothing wrong. Like so this is what the interesting thing here is that when one is in love with Krishna, automatically one is in love with everyone else. Yasmin tushte jagat tushta. That means there is a particular verse where it says that uh, uh, pranopaharasya yatendriyanam tatha sarvaranam achutijya. So yatha tarora mula nishechanena. It says in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says that if we want to nourish a tree, we put the water in the roots of the tree. We don't put the water in the branches and the twigs and the leaves. We don't put water there. You put the water in the root. Once you put the water in the root, automatically the whole tree gets nourished. Similarly, if I want to feel nourished in myself, in my body, the food has to go into the stomach. When the food goes into the stomach, the whole body gets nourished. So similarly, it is said that when one is totally surrendered onto Krishna, everyone else, yasmin tushte jagat tushta, everyone else becomes satisfied. Why? Because all these qualities, the qualities that is mentioned here, anapeksha, apeksha. So the problem happens in this material world is because I do certain activity to in association with a person, right? For example, in a family, maybe uh, wife is doing certain activities for the husband is doing certain activities for the wife. Everyone is serving each other. That is how the whole world is. And what happens is when I have apeksha is that I'm doing certain activity and then I'm doing activity with an intention that the person will come and admire me for this activity. And if I don't get that admiration, I feel bad about it. So basically, this anapeksha is something that is going to help me even in my material life. What to speak of spiritual life? How it will help? That I do everything to my perfection. Whatever perfection I have for my activities, whatever standards I have for my activities, I do it to the fullest, and I do it with lots of love. But afterwards, I don't care. Like if I get admiration, that's fine. If I don't get admiration, that's also fine. That is anapeksha, the result. And sometimes it's a very like, for example, some people who are saintly people, when they are actually traveling, there is a Bhikshu Gita in Srimad Bhagavatam. There in 11th canto, there is an example where there is a person who has renounced everything, and so the people who have renounced, they go to different villages. They don't stay at one place for a very long time because they don't want to get attached to any kind of situation. So these people are constantly going from one place to another place to another place. They're not staying at one place for a longer time. And what happens is that this person, he goes to one village, he gets lots and lots of respect from the people in that village, and he's fine. Okay, respect is coming, that's fine. Another village he goes, and people are, criticizing him or becoming even violent towards him, and still the person is fine. So this is what is the state equanimity. That is, and that comes when the mind is totally absorbed in Krishna. Then whatever external conditions come, one is not bothered about it, because one considers that everything is a mercy of Krishna. So that is what is anapeksha. Then there is shuchir. Shuchi is purity. Daksha is expert. So expert in the sense that because one is totally remembering Krishna, that expertise for whatever activity is being done is naturally coming. Uh, and what is the See, at the end of the day, a person could be the best expert in whatever they do, but if they are not a good human being, uh, unfortunately, all that expertise is not going to be of any use, because the foundation of any kind of interaction that we'll have with anyone is based on how we are towards that person. There is an interesting saying from one of a famous person. They say that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So that is, how does that come? That comes because when one is totally surrendered onto Krishna, that means one considers everyone as a part and parcel of Krishna. Then how can one be, you know, how can one be behaving in a bad way to anyone? One will never do that. So that is what is Daksha Udasino Gatavyatha. The next is Udasina is free from care. So this care does not mean that free from care does not mean that one does not do one's activities in a good way. It means that one is not uh, caring about, again, the result of the activity. Like, I will do everything to the best of my ability, but the result is not in my hand. There are so many factors that come into play where, b- b- like, I have to be in the right place at the right time with the right people. All those things are there, for things to happen. But what is in my hand? The most important thing that is in my hand is that whatever activity I do it to the best of my ability. So this is what is free from care, gatavyatha, freed from all distress. Again, freed from distress. That is interesting. How does one become free from distress when one knows that this is temporary? This that my original nature is eternal. I'm never born. I never die. I'm eternally connected with Krishna, and this is like a cloth that I'm wearing. So, uh, an interesting example that is given is, if, say, someone is drowning in the water, one who does not know swimming, for example. uh, who are we going to save? Are we going to save the cloth of the person or the person themselves? We want to save the person themselves, right? We don't want to save the cloth. Exactly in the same way, we as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna are the original person, and this is the cloth that we have. So if something happens to the cloth, I am a little bit concerned about it, but it does not affect me too much. So exactly that is what it is here. Gatavyatha sarvarambha parityagi. That is very, very interesting words that Krishna has used. So one is renouncing all kinds of endeavors. What does it? Again, it does not mean that one does not do any activity. What it means is that I am not attached to what comes out of my activity. I am doing my activity to the best of my ability, but I'm not attached. So same thing again. Anapeksha and sarvarambha parityagi, they are the same meaning there. And then Yoma Bhakta Samay Priya. So that kind of person is very dear to me. So very beautiful verse. And these qualities, if we can somehow we can understand these qualities and we try to implement it in our daily lives, the life becomes liberated, like we'll literally be in a liberated state of existence while being in this body. So it's kind of amazing that way. So that is verse 16, then verse 17. Yona hrishyati nadveshti
यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि
na shochati na kankshati
न शोचति न काङ्क्षति
shubha shubha parityagi
शुभाशुभपरित्यागी
bhaktiman yah sa me priya.
भक्तिमान् भक्त मे प्रियः
So word by word, yah,
यः
यः
one who,
one who
na,
न
never,
never
never
hrishyati,
हृष्यति
हृष्यति
takes pleasure,
takes
takes
pleasure
pleasure
na,
न
न
never,
never
never
dveshti,
द्वेष्टि
द्वेष्टि
grieves,
grieves
na,
न
न
never,
never
never
shochati,
शोचति
शोचति
laments,
laments
na,
न
न
never,
never
kankshati,
काङ्क्षति
desires.
desires.
Shubha,
Shubha,
of the auspicious.
of the auspicious.
Ashubha,
Ashubha,
and the inauspicious.
and the
and the
inauspicious.
inauspicious.
Parityagi,
Parityagi,
renouncer.
renouncer.
Bhaktiman,
Bhaktiman,
devotee.
devotee.
Yaha,
Yah,
one who.
one
who
Saha,
Saha,
he is.
he is.
May,
May,
to me.
to me.
Priyaha,
Priyaha,
dear.
dear.
Translation: one who neither
one who
Neither
rejoices
rejoices
nor grieves,
nor
nor
grieves,
grieves,
who neither laments
who neither laments
nor desires,
nor
nor
desires,
desires,
and who
and
and
who
who
renounces
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 both auspicious
both
both
our
auspicious
and inauspicious
and
and
inauspicious
inauspicious
things.
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 Such a devotee
Such a
Such a
devotee
devotee
is very dear
is very
is
dear
very dear
to me.
to
to
me.
me.
Okay, so again, another set of qualities that Krishna mentions. And if we look at this particular verse from the perspective of someone who is materialistic, they'll say that what is Krishna saying here? He's saying that you do not have any emotions. You become an emotionless person. You become like a robot or something. No, that's not the meaning of this. The meaning of this is that whatever experiences we get in this life, there might be something that comes in uh, naturally. I feel very happy about it. That's fine. When some happiness, something that gives happiness to me, I become happy. I take pleasure. That's fine. Something that comes that I don't like comes to me, I grieve. That is also fine. I would lament. That can also happen. I have desires. That can also happen. And I understand the difference between auspicious and inauspicious. Everything is fine. What is mentioned here is based on the internal state of mind. Again, the same thing that we had discussed in the previous verse. Internally, so the difference between the person who is totally materially attached and a spiritual person is that, again, externally it might seem to be same. Like a spiritual person would be like, if something nice happens, they are taking pleasure. If something bad happens, like they are grieving. Everything happens, but internally they know that this too shall pass. Like it's nothing is permanent. They have a very clear idea about that. So they can engage in everything, all kinds of emotional activities, everything, but they will not be attached to it. So, for example, someone who is in a materialistic state of existence, they are attached to just having something that they like. If something that they don't like comes, they want to run away from it. So this is what is pancha klesha. It is mentioned in Yoga Sutras. Patanjali mentions about the 5 kleshas. It starts with avidya. The avidya means ignorance. That is the lack of knowledge. So avidya is this thinking that this bodily existence is the only existence, or I can even think that the mind is also there. So basically, the physiology and psychology. But one does not go into a more deeper understanding of one's existence. And that is avidya. So when there is avidya, there is asmita. Asmita means I, f- I feel very strongly about my existence in this particular body. That means everything that is being done by me. I am the only doer. Everything happens because of me. So there is a certain extent of truth there, that I engage in this activity, and because of that activity happens. But there are so many other factors that are there as well, right? For example, even from the perspective of me having this particular body, there is my parents. Because of my parents, I got this body. Immediately, there is a, like I don't fully have have the kind of I can say that this is me. Like everything is done by me. No, but parents are involved. So all this, any activity, there are lots and lots of factors that come into play. And if one understands that very clearly, then one will know that this is what is Krishna says, that that Maya Dhakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Hetu Nanena Kaunteya Jagad Viparivartate. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, under my direction, this material nature is creating all these things. So when a person gets this transcendental knowledge, one understands that I am an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, and everything is Krishna's. And then whatever is coming, I experience that. As a human being, I'll experience whatever I need to experience. And I'll be like a normal human being. But internally, it is very clear that the only eternal position that I have is in connection with Krishna. Because Krishna is someone, aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that it is chapter 10, text 8, the 4 verses, 4 seed verses. Chatushloki Gita, it is called. The first is, Krishna says, aham sarvasya prabhavo, that from me everything is coming. Matta sarvam pravartate. So when one knows that everything is coming from Krishna, iti matva bhajante ma, one engages in loving devotional service. Because nothing is separate from Krishna. This is called the achintya bheda tattva. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions about simultaneously one and different. So we as part and parcel of Krishna are in a sense one with Krishna. How we are one with Krishna? Because I am composed of the internal and external energy of Krishna. The internal energy is me, who is never born and who will never die. And the external energy is me with this body, which has got a date of birth, and because it has date of birth, it will have a date of death. So I am composed of the internal energy, Antaranga Shakti, and the Bahiranga Shakti, the external energy. And therefore, the living entities are called Tatastha Shakti. Tatastha means marginal energy. The Tata word, actually, tat means the seashore, right? When one is in a seashore, it is called tat. So what is happening in the seashore? The waves are coming forward and then the waves are going back. So if we consider the land as a material energy of the Lord and the waves coming and going as the spiritual energy of the Lord, it is that. So basically, we are actually spiritual energy, but we never experience our spiritual nature. It's a very strange conundrum that we exist in this material world. That's why it's called material world, because we only experience matter. We even though we are spirit, originally we are spirit, we are not going into the depths of our existence. We are at a very shallow level of like one of the examples that they give is like the wave and the ocean. The wave, when it becomes a wave, it is like a separate thing. You can actually see a wave. But what is wave at the end of the day? It is ocean itself, right? But it becomes a wave at a certain point in time, and then it becomes ocean again. So exactly in the same way, we as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna are always eternally connected with Krishna. But when I get this particular body, there is avidya. Because of ignorance, I get this body. Then there is asmita. Asmita means I think that this is the only existence. Then because I have avidya and asmita, I'll get raga and dvesha. That is what is here. This particular verse, that's why I came to that panchaklesha, because all these things happen, shochati kankshati. I desire for something, and if I don't get what I desire, I will lament. Because I've tried so much, I did not get it, I will lament. So all this thing is happening. This is what is Ichcha Dvesha Samuthena Dvandva Mohena Bharata. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, this conditioned existence means I'm always hankering after something. Like I want this thing, I want that thing, I want this thing, I want that thing. Sometimes I might get it. If I get it, I'll be happy. But how long will that happiness last? It's not going to last forever. It's like a child wanting to get some particular toy. Exactly the same state happens to us even when we grow up. Uh, like child wants a particular toy, and parents might give that toy to the child. How long does a child play with the toy? For a certain amount of time. Then they want some other new toy. So the same thing continues when we grow up, except that the toy thing becomes something different. So this is what is the nature of this material existence. So therefore, that's what Krishna says here. Someone who is not like, they experience everything. They externally you will feel that they're like any other person, but internally their connection with Krishna is very strong, and because of that, they are not affected by anything. Like Padma Patra Ivambhasa. Krishna actually gives this example in one of the verses. He says that just like the lotus flower, even though it exists in a filthy place, it is not affected by that whatever filthy things are there. It is very beautiful, and it's the most beautiful thing that we'll see anywhere. The person who is surrendered onto Krishna, who is very dear to Krishna, is like that lotus flower. They would be staying in any place. It doesn't matter, because their mind is totally fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. They are not affected by anything, and that is a wonderful state of existence. And it's a very, this Shubha Parityagi is also very beautiful. So see, generally what happens is, when I'm attached to this body, I want to do good activities. Why I want to do good activities? Because I want to get punya. I want to get the result of the punya, so that I can have a better life in this particular life, and even after my death, in the next life, I can have a better life. So I'm attached to Shubha, but I'm detached from Ashubha. Like something bad, I'm afraid of it. So this is what Arjuna's situation was as well, right? Arjuna, very precarious condition. He has to actually fight his own relatives, like even the wonderful, respectful elders like Bhishma and Drona. He was the most. So that is actually Ashubha, right? If you look at it from the perspective of material existence, killing of Bhishma and Drona is Ashubha. But he is Parityagi. He's transcending Shubha and Ashubha. That is the spiritual existence, where one is purely doing what Krishna wants one to do. One is not bothered about whether it is Shubha or Ashubha. What one is bothered uh, is this activity that I'm doing, can I offer it to the Krishna, as a love for Krishna? But that does not mean that one whimsically acts. This is a huge challenge. Like, one can use the scriptures in a wrong way as well. So someone who is a demoniac person, they can interpret these verses, and they can say that anyway no one dies, so I will just whimsically kill everyone. That is demoniac. So we have to be very careful about how these things are applied. I think that's really important. Then, yeah, verse 18 and 19. Samashatrau cha mitre cha
Samau shatrau cha mitre cha
tatha manapamanayoh
Tata Manapamanya
Manayoh
shitoshna sukha dukkheshu
Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu
samasanga vivarjitah
Samasanga Vivarjita
Vivarjitah
tulya ninda stutirmauni
Tulyaninda Stutimuni
santushto yena kenachit
Santushto Yenachit
aniketah sthiramatir
Aniketa Stiramati
bhaktiman me priyo narah.
Bhaktimane
Me
Pityu
priyo naraha
What about samaha?
Samaha
Equal.
Equal
Shatrau,
shatrau
to an enemy.
to
to an enemy.
Cha,
Cha
also.
also
Mitre,
Mitre
mitre
to a friend.
to a friend.
Cha,
Cha
also.
also
Tatha,
Tata
Tata
So
so
mana,
Mana
mana
in honor.
in
in
honor
honor
Apamanayoh,
अपमानयोः
and dishonor.
and
and
dishonor.
dishonor.
Shita
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 in cold.
in
in
cold.
cold.
Ushna
Ushna
heat.
Heat.
Sukha
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 happiness.
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 Dukheshu
Dukheshu
and distress.
and
And
distress.
distress.
Samaha
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 equipoised.
sacrificed.
Sangha vivarjitaha
Sangha
Sangam
vivajitaha
free from all association.
free from
free
all
from
associations.
Tulya
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 equal.
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 Ninda
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 in defamation.
in defamation.
Stutihi
Stuti
and repute.
and
and
repute.
Mauni
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 silent.
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 Santushtaha
Santushtaha
satisfied.
satisfied.
Yena kenachit
Yena
Yena
kenachit
kenachit
with anything.
with
with
anything.
anything.
Aniketaha
Aniketaha
having no residence.
having no
Having
residence.
no residence.
Sthira
Tira
Sthira
fixed.
fixed.
Matihi
Mati
Mati
determination.
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 Bhaktiman
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 engaged in devotion.
engaged in
engaged
devotion.
devotion.
May
May
to me.
to me.
Priyaha
Priya
Priya
dear.
dear.
Naraha
Naraha
Varaha
man.
a man.
a man.
Translation: one who is equal
One who
One who is equal
to friends
to friends
friends
and enemies,
and enemies.
and
who is equipoised
who is
Equipoised
in honor
in honor
in
and dishonor,
and dishonor.
heat
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 and cold,
and cold.
happiness
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 and distress,
and distress.
fame
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 and infamy,
and infamy.
and
who is always free
Who is always free
from contaminating
from contaminating
association,
association.
always silent
Always
always
silent
silent
and satisfied
and
and
satisfied
satisfied.
with anything,
with anything.
who doesn't care
Who
Who
doesn't care
doesn't care
for any
for
or
any
residence,
residence.
who is fixed
Who
who
is
is
fixed
fixed
in knowledge,
in
in
knowledge
knowledge
and who is engaged
and who is
and
engaged
engaged
in devotional service.
in
in
devotional
devotional
service.
service.
Such a person
Such a
Such a
person
person
is very dear
is very
is
dear
very
to me.
to me.
me.
So beautiful two verses again. Samashatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamaneyo. So basically, there is an enemy and there is a friend. So one is, see, it's not easy. All these the qualities that Krishna mentions here, they come naturally to a person who is surrendered onto Krishna, because there is a particular verse where it says that harav bhaktasya kuto mahadgunat manorathena sato dhavato bhai yasyat. There is a particular verse which says that when one has surrendered oneself to Krishna, the sarver gunair tatra samasate sura. They have got all good qualities in them. Harav bhaktasya kuto mahadgunat. But if someone is not a devotee of Krishna, unfortunately, what kind of good qualities can they have? So it's not. See, again, people can misunderstand that particular verse. They can say that if someone is morally very good, but they are not spiritual in nature, aren't they good as well? Yeah, they're good. But see, the morally good is generally based on bodily platform. Uh, the real liberation happens when one comes to the spiritual platform. Then all these activities naturally become, one need not artificially do anything. Everything happens naturally. Like this sama shatraucha mitrecha, that will happen naturally because one understands that at the end of the day, everyone is a part and parcel of Krishna. So even someone who is acting as an enemy to me, unfortunately, they might have done some bad activities because of which they have got this kind of nature. But originally, they are also part and parcel of Krishna. So one gets, this is what is Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha pandita samadarshina. Krishna mentions that a pandita, a person who has got knowledge, looks at everyone with the same perspective, in the sense that they're all part and parcel of Krishna. Because of their activities, they have got different bodies, different types of bodies. But at the end of the day, everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. So then one becomes sama shatraucha mitrecha, that understanding that because they are eternal part and parcels of Krishna, so I'm equipoised to them. Mana apamanayo, again, the example that we gave in the previous verse about that bhikshu, that the person he went to one village, lots of people were respecting him, he was fine. He went to another village, people were abusing him, he was still okay with that. So mana apmanayo, shitoshna sukha dukkeshu. So cold and heat, happiness and distress. So this is the nature of this material world. Dvandva. Dvandva is the nature. Dvandva is duality. That's why one particular verse, Krishna says, Dvandvair vimukta. The Nirmana moha jitasanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sangye gachyantya modha padam avyayam tat. Very beautiful verse. Krishna says that who reaches that liberated position? One who does not have mana, one who is not proud, who does not have attachment, moha. Jita sanga dosha, one is not attached to the external circumstances. Adhyatma nitya, one is fully absorbed in one's spiritual nature and in relationship with Krishna. Sukha dukkha sangye, that is what is here. So one is equipoised in happiness and distress. Nirmana moha jitasanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair vimukta. Dvandvair vimukta, one is free from the dualities of material nature. Sukha dukkha sangye kachyantya modha. Krishna says that such a person is amodha. He is an intelligent person. And this intelligent person, what is the destination for this intelligent person? Padam avyayam tat. He reaches that state of liberation where one is not affected by anything. One, lives in the present, experiences everything, but is not attached to anything, which is a very wonderful state of existence. Then we say tulya ninda stutir mauni. So again, someone might be ninda. Someone is saying bad things, someone is saying good things. They are equipoised, and they don't get agitated because of that. Mauni. They're not like interested in talking about things which are material talks. So the mauni here actually means that when it comes to Krishna conscious talk, they can talk for 24 hours and they will be blissful talking about Krishna. But when it comes to talking about some material things, they'll be mauni. They will be silent. They won't have much interest in talking about material things. So that is a spiritual nature. Santushto yena kenachit. So they are happy with whatever is coming to them. So because they consider that everything is Krishna's mercy. So they might actually be someone who is very luxurious, living in a very luxurious condition. There is an incident in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I don't remember the name of that person. There is one person who is living in a very luxurious condition, but he is totally attached to Srimad Bhagavatam. And there is another person who comes to this person, and he thinks that because this person is in a luxurious condition, he might be not the proper person to teach Srimad Bhagavatam. But what he notices is that even though this person is in a very luxurious position, he has got no attachment to that luxury. So this is what is santushto yena kenachit. That whether it is luxury or whether it is not luxury, one is satisfied. So that is the thing here. Aniketa sthiramatir. Aniketa is interesting here. Aniketa, having no residence, again, this is someone who is really in a mature state of existence. Then what they would do is they would, as I said, they won't stay at one place for a long time, because they consider that if I stay one place for a long time, I'll get attached to the place or to the things. So they keep moving. So this is a person who is in a renowned state of existence. But even someone who is like a householder, they might be staying in one particular residence, but if something happens and they have to change the residence, they won't be too much affected by it. So that is what it is meant here. Having no residence can also mean that if one has to change the residence for some reason, one is not totally extremely bewildered or bothered by it. Now one can easily do it. That is what is aniketa. Sthiramate. Sthiramati is fixed determination. So this is what is what Krishna says. He says that the matirna, like Prahlad Maharaj says, for example, he says matirna Krishne paratasvatova. He says about the people who are materialistic. He says that their mind cannot be interested. They do not get interest in discussing Krishna consciousness either through their own self or if someone else says to them. So that is unfortunately the situation of someone who is attached to the material existence. So the bhoga ishwarya prasaktanam taya aparata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhir samadho na vidyate. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita, if someone is attached to sense gratification, they somehow do not get the inclination to hear about Krishna, to engage in Krishna consciousness, because their whole energy is directed towards sense enjoyment. Then what can see at the end of the day, what we have is energy. We have emotion and energy. And if I think that the only way of enjoyment is through my senses, then I won't do anything else. I will only do sense gratificatory things. So that is what is sthiramati. Sthiramati means one is totally understands that everything is Krishna's, and therefore I'm naturally in Krishna consciousness, and I naturally get attracted to Krishna. So that is sthiramati. And then bhakti man me priyo nara. Then Krishna says that one who has got that loving devotional service to me, such a person is very dear to me. So very beautiful verse again. And then the last verse, verse 20. This is actually the smallest chapter in Bhagavad Gita, but it is very beautiful. All the verses are extremely beautiful. So next, yetu dharma amritam midam.
Yeto dharma
Amritamidam
Yathoktam paryupasate.
yathoktam pariparsate.
Shraddhadhana matparama.
Shraddhadhana matparana.
Bhaktastetiva me priyah.
Bhaktasteti me
me
priyam.
priyaha.
Word by word, ye,
Ye
those who,
Those who
tu,
tu
but,
but
dharma,
dharma
dharma
of religion,
of religion,
amritam,
amritam,
nectar,
nectar,
idam,
idam
this,
this
this,
yatha,
yatha,
as,
as,
uktam,
uttam,
said,
said,
paryupasate,
paryupasite,
completely engage,
completely engaged,
shraddhadhanaha,
Shraddhadhana,
Shraddhadhanaha
with faith,
with
with faith
matparamaha,
mat parama
Matparama,
taking me,
taking me,
me
the Supreme Lord,
the Supreme
the
Lord
Supreme Lord,
as everything,
as
as
everything.
bhaktaha,
Bhaktaha,
Bhakta
devotees,
devotees,
te,
they,
they
they,
they,
ativa,
ativa
ativa,
very, very,
very,
very
very,
me,
me,
me
to me,
to
to
me,
me
priyaha,
priyaha,
priya
dear.
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 Translation, those who follow
Those who
Those
follow
this imperishable
is imperishable
path of
path
path
of
of
devotional service
devotional
devotion
service
and who
and
and
who
who
completely
complete
completely
engage themselves
engage
engage
themselves
with faith,
with
with
faith,
faith,
making me
making me
making
the supreme goal,
the
the
supreme goal,
supreme
are very, very
are
or
very,
very
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 dear to me.
dear to
dear
me.
to
It's a very beautiful conclusion. Yetu dharmamritam idam. So amritam, that is very beautiful. Amrita means, mrita means death, right? Amrita means that which never dies. So we are all actually Amrita. Like, as eternal part and parcels of Krishna, we are the Amrita nature no one sees. That is hidden. We only see the Mrita nature. The Mrita nature is my body. No one sees that what is animating my body. What is it because of which I am able to do all the activities? No one sees that because one needs to have that jnana chakshusha. It is called that eye of divine vision. When I have that divine vision, I'll be able to see that all this whole existence is Krishna's. Like everyone is Krishna's part and parcel. Uh, Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Very beautiful verse in Sri Ishopanishad. It's an invocation of Sri Ishopanishad. What it says is Purnamadaha. So Krishna is totally full. And Purnamidam. So whatever is emanating from Krishna is totally full. So what is emanating from Krishna? The whole universe is emanating from Krishna. All the living entities are emanating from Krishna. So everything in itself is totally full because it is coming from a complete person. So Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. From the complete, all the completes are emanating. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. I take complete out of complete. What remains is complete. So this is like a spiritual mathematics. So the spiritual mathematics here is 1 minus 1 is also 1, and 1 plus 1 is also 1. That means that the whole existence is, in a sense, Krishna. It is inseparable from Krishna. One of the examples that they give is that of a spider. Right, a spider, the web that it creates is a gland. It has got its own gland through which it creates the web, and then it stays in the web, and then it can take off the web as well. So this is one of the examples that is given about the Supreme Personality. So the whole world is coming from the Lord, and then at the end of the kalpa, everything is going back. Yasyeka nishvasita kala mathavalambya. It is mentioned about Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu, when he is nishvaisita kala mathavalambya, when he is exhaling, the whole universes are coming out. And when he is inhaling, everything is going in. So basically, everything is coming from the Lord in that sense. So when one understands this, then there is this yathoktam paryupasate, the second line in this verse. Then one becomes so much enamored by this wonderful creation of the Lord that one is constantly in awe of the Lord, constantly Shraddhadhana Mat Parama, having 100% faith in Krishna. Because knowing that Krishna, so this is the difference between someone who is totally surrendered to Krishna and someone who is not. One of the examples that they give is like, for example, if someone is traveling, say in a train and taking a luggage with them, does anyone keep the luggage with themselves, when they are training, when they're traveling? Do they keep holding it with them? No, they just keep it on the train, and then they can relax, right? So a person who has totally surrendered onto Krishna knows that Krishna is taking care at every moment. So therefore, and even if something very difficult things are happening, they are totally surrendered onto Krishna. They think that there is a particular verse which says that tattenu kampam susamikshamano. I'll just talk about this verse and then we'll conclude this discussion. What is mentioned in that verse is one considers everything as costless mercy of Krishna. When one is totally surrendered onto Krishna, anukampa means costless mercy. So one tattenu kampam susamikshamano bhunjanam evatma kritam vipakam. Say, for example, someone is going through a very difficult time. If someone is totally surrendered onto Krishna, they would say that Krishna's, thank you so much. You have made my suffering very negligible. Otherwise, I would have suffered millions of times more. That would be the nature of this devotional service. Tattenu kampam susamikshmano bhunjanam evatmakritam vipakam hridvag vapurbhir vidadhan namaste. So hrid means through heart, vak means through speech, and vapo means through body. Through heart, through speech, and through body, one is constantly glorifying Krishna. Vidadhan namaste. Such a person, jivetayo mukti padesa daya bhag, is an inheritor of real liberation. Who is inheritor? When whatever be the condition, one is always remembering Krishna. Whether it is luxury or whether it is not luxury, whether it is happiness or whether it is distress, whether it is heat or whether it is cold, doesn't matter. And the dualities of nature doesn't matter. What matters is that I remember Krishna. Then we are in a liberated state of existence. Also, with the prayer that we can always remember Krishna at every moment. Thank you very much for listening. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If there's any comments or questions or any kind of discussion we can have. Anything to discuss or any comments? No? Okay, then we'll sing the Narasimha Pranam Mantra and then close. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahladaladayine.
Prahladaladayine.
Hiranyakashi
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
To Narasimho Parato Narasimho.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimho.
Yeto yeto yami tato Narasimho.
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Bahir Narasimho Hrudaye Narasimho.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapatye.
Avatara Kamalavare Akham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanu Bhanga Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Tavakarakamalavarena Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanubhrunga Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev.
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari.
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol,
Hari
Nitai Gaura,
Bol,
Hari
Hari Bol,
Bol, Hari
Hari Bol,
Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol, Nitai
Bol,
Gaura, Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol. नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Krishne Matirastu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you very
Krishna.
much.